take a step towards this making of Kailasa nation, you are going to get liberated forever. The Janma Savalya, as Swamiji blessed, is going to be blessed to each and every one of you. All it requires is from your side, taking that step, setting that intention. Rest, the whole thing is a cosmic play. Swamiji is going to make it happen in all our lives.
Yes, I request all of you, there, take the step today on this auspicious, day, and take that step today, and you will see how this beautiful journey of your SJP, will manifest, and you can also register as a part of, becoming founding fathers. You can attend Paramashivam season 2 starting in February first, starting on February 9th until end of the first March, and just attending this program is just preparing you to to raise your frequency and to be able to manifest health, wealth, everything, and to be able to also help you in becoming founding fathers of Kailasa. So you manifest wealth to be able to become founding fathers of Kailasa. So don't wait. How Harish I was sharing, if all of you take one step, Swamiji will take 10 steps to make this thing happen. How he experienced it, each one of you can experience this individually in your own ways. But end of the day, you will manifest and become founding fathers of Kailasa, founding mothers of Kailasa.
Yes. So that comes the end of this segment. I'm sure many more exciting segments are here today with all of us. And we will be learning about the happening of Avatar, how Avatar has happened in all our lives in the next segment.
Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvadidam Ganasudustam Tattvamashyadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Shakshi Bhutam Bhavadidam Trinorakitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Yes, Nithyanandam, we welcome you all back to day 5 of the Paramashivam season 2. As we are also enjoying the 46th Jayanti celebrations of our beloved Guru, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Nithyananda Paramashivam. I hope everyone is enjoying all the events which is happening across all the Kailas across the globe. So yes, now let us get ready for the Paramashivam segments. So as today we all are celebrating for the happening of the Avatar, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself, in this segment, we're going to understand the science, the reason behind why the Avatar has to happen and what is the reason for his avataric mission. See, in our human life, there are 3 ways in the consciousness level There are three phases of manifestation happens. The happenings are happening. One is the conscious, one is the conscious artificial selection, and third one is conscious selection. This is how the birth, the happenings are happening in this planet world. First is the conscious natural selection. Second is the conscious artificial selection. And third is the conscious selection. So all the avatars happens by the conscious selection. So let us understand what is this conscious natural selection. How this fish evolved into a tortoise. That is a conscious DNA mutation happened, and by consciously, by natural process, the happening happened. The next is conscious artificial selection, which is like nowadays, like we have seen so many animals have been, so many breeds have came, right? So there is a like artificial mutation happened, and so many breeds of dogs, cows, all that came. So all those are conscious artificial selection. Next comes the conscious selections. So we human beings understands the reality, the very purpose of our life to achieve enlightenment. So moment we understand our actual reality, the purpose of our life, we found ourselves, like we make our very strong foundation in our very own consciousness. So this, our own very consciousness, having this conscious shift is what happening now. So for this happening, avatar has to happen to facilitate this process. So avatar is very much mandatory for this very conscious shift. Whenever there is a need for a conscious shift in this world, avatar has to land, and it is a responsibility, his mission to give this conscious shift to the humanity. Now all our human beings are like walking towards this conscious shift, human to God. So for this mission, the Supreme Point of Hinduism himself happened this planet Earth, and with the avataric mission of making Kailasa and making each one of us evolving from this human level to the God level. So as we all enjoying the 46th year of the avataric mission of the Supreme Point of Hinduism. So yes, now we'll be having a beautiful video where Supreme Point of Hinduism himself is explaining the science, and also a wonderful story where Ramakrishna has told about the avataric happening. So yes, I request all the participants for joining on the Paramashivam Season 2 Zoom rooms, Kailas Darshans, and all those viewers who are joining us for the YouTube, Facebook, Twitter lives. I request all of you to come to the space of listening. See, the very mission of the Supreme Point of Hinduism is making the Kailasa, the very ecosystem. So many of you may ask, why Kailasa? What is the reason for this Kailasa having a new nation? To create an ecosystem, like how a born baby, if it needs to be like grown, we have an incubator, right? So give the ambience to a proper ambience for the kid to settle in this new world and start growing from there, and the new transition from a mother womb to like this common world. Same way for all of us, the human beings of this world, for all of us to have this biggest transition. Yes, amoeba, we have evolved as a monkeys to man, all that happened. But now this conscious shift, human to God, human to divine, evolving ourselves as Paramashiva, this is the biggest conscious shift. For this, we need an ecosystem, like an incubator for all of us to be in the ecosystem and evolve and have this super conscious mutation. For this to happen in this planet Earth, Bhagavan himself, Paramashiva himself, came on a human body, and it is around like 46 years of endless hard work he has made the Kailasa happening. So yes, Now we'll be hearing from the Supreme Buddhism himself the science behind the avatar happened. Yes. So I request all the participants to come to the space of listening. We're going to have a wonderful video and a story, wonderful story also for that. Yes.
Why incarnations happen on the planet Earth? Ramakrishna says beautifully. There was a big, beautiful garden with so many trees, with so many variety of flowers, with so many variety of fruits. 3 friends were walking near the garden. There was a big wall. One friend climbed that wall, saw the garden. Oh God, such a beautiful garden. He just jumped inside the garden and started enjoying. The second guy climbed the wall and saw the garden. He felt so beautiful, but he had a little bit of courtesy. He turned and said, "My dear friend," the friend who is below, he said, "My dear friend, there is a beautiful garden, come, I am going." He jumped and started enjoying the garden. The third guy, he climbed the wall. He saw the beautiful garden and he saw his 2 friends enjoying, and he understood the joy and the bliss which they are enjoying. Then he decided, no, I will go down and tell all my people there is such a beautiful garden, and I will bring them all, make them enjoy this garden. The man who comes down is Incarnation. The man who descends from the divine is Incarnation. The person who comes back to the planet Earth to tell you about the divinity, to make you realize what he experienced, he is called Incarnation. Scientist is a person who creates a formula to understand the things of the outer world. For example, Newton saw something happening in his garden. He saw the apple falling from a tree. Suddenly some understanding came to him. He understood something. Why this is falling? What is happening? Why it should not go up? Why it is coming down? He started thinking. Some understanding happened to him. The glimpse of truth happened to him. Immediately created a formula so that everybody can understand what is happening when things fall. Theory of gravity. He created a formula. Scientist is a person who creates formula for the outward things, for the things of the outer world. Same way, mystic, spiritual mystic, enlightened person is a person, master is a person who creates the formula to reproduce the inner world experiences. Scientist creates a formula to reproduce the outward experience, the outer world experience. Master is a person who creates a formula to reproduce the experiences of the inner world. Meditation techniques are the formulas. Incarnation is a person who can directly give the experience without even using the formula. All these great incarnations are coming down to the planet Earth to give the spiritual experience, to make people realize that they are divine, to make people experience they are God, to tell the people the other side is beautiful. There is a very big garden. come, let's go and enjoy. Incarnation is a person who has come down, descended to teach divinity to the world.
The Magara, crocodile, fish, all these jivas, they lay the egg, the banks of the river, close it with mud, just by the constant remembrance hatches the egg. Please understand. The Brahmi, bee, makes worm into bee by the sound, teachings. The hen makes the egg into chicken by the physical presence, touch, initiation. Keeping in the breathing space and initiation, the physical touch. Magara, crocodile, tortoise, all of them hatches you through all these three. Through his teachings, first level. Through the initiation, second level. Through constant remembrance of you, wherever you are, he hatches you into a new being. He makes you into very his self. The words, teachings, sparsha, initiation, then wherever you are, because constantly you are connected to him, how you remember him, he goes on remembering you. I can see very clearly. Millions of people are living inside this body. Whoever is remembering, they are all living inside this body. Each cell is responding independently to all the people who are remembering this body. That is why the enlightened beings, the incarnations, will be available in the form of Divya Sarira even after they leave the body. When they give initiation to a disciple, they take a vow. Till you become enlightened, I will be with you, even if I leave the body. That is why when the masters leave the body, their Divya Sarira will be available in Aksharadama, means the imperishable space. Aksharadama is the gateway of Kshara and Akshara, perishable and non-perishable. It is the gateway of form and formlessness. It is the gateway of ice and water. Water is formless, ice is form. So where both of them are touching, that is the space called Aksharadama. We call it Shambhala. All enlightened beings, all incarnations, till all their disciples achieve enlightenment, reside in Aksharadama, in the form of Divya Sarira. Their Divya Sarira is available.
And I will reveal three important words and the truths. First word, natural selection. Second word, artificial selection. Third word, conscious selection. Let me expand on this truth. In the evolution of life, fish becoming tortoise is conscious selection. In the DNA mutation process, listen carefully. In the DNA mutation process, consciousness goes through a natural selection process. maybe I can word conscious natural selection. The consciousness of the fish through the natural selection process evolves DNA levels through various mutation. Understand, no DNA mutation is an accident. It is surely for the sake of better way of existence. By the very tendency of the consciousness is expansion, survival and expansion, living and enriching. The very DNA's programming is integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching. It is integrated to its existence and authentic to its experience of identity, I, and it takes responsibility for further expansion, enriching. Because of the fundamental quality of the consciousness, consciousness goes through a natural selection process in the DNA mutation. And fish becoming tortoise is an example for this conscious natural selection process. Second, conscious artificial selection. Example for this is human beings breeding various types of dogs, various breeds and varieties of dogs. First, to understand the dog's fear, greed, and intervene artificially in its natural flow of life, and through the external intervention you start breeding various varieties based on your needs. Dog breeding is conscious artificial selection process. That's an example. Third, beyond these two, something called conscious selection. Human being consciously choosing consciousness as the foundation of your very existence and liberating yourself, enlightening yourself. Moksha and Jivan Mukti, becoming the reality of your existence, is conscious selection process. Understand? For this process, an incarnation happens. Incarnation happens to make the human being's DNA understand the conscious selection is possible and it is good. Bringing that great news to the humanity is the responsibility of an incarnation, avatar. Avatars happen for this vision. Listen carefully. For your DNA to choose consciousness and will persistence as a way for evolution, to do the conscious selection, your DNA need to be introduced to its higher possibility. If your DNA decides to do conscious selection and decides to evolve its DNA through the mutation, through will persistence, where it is going to land, what it is going to achieve, your DNA need to be told about that. That is why an incarnation has to inspire your DNA